One thing that I find the Line 6 Helix does exceptionally well are Vox-style edge of breakup tones. Today we're going to be looking at just that, utilizing the A30 Fawn Brt model. I hope you enjoy. So you just heard a little snippet from my A30 Fawn Brt Ultimate preset, which is available at the link below in the description at the Line 6 Marketplace. Really lovely preset with a full array of effects and multiple snapshots. But today we're going to be looking at a single snapshot that's going to be very similar to one of the snapshots from that preset, just a little more stripped back here. And it's going to be kind of an edge of breakup tone. So first let's take a look and see what I did. I started off with my A30 Fawn Brt amp model and the 212 Match G25 cab. We'll get back to that in a second. Starting at the end of the chain though, I do have my normal LA Studio comp with a peak reduction of 7, gain at 4.3 in the mix at 100%. That's just set as usual to just give us 2 dB possibly in around that ballpark of gain reduction. Moving on to the parametric EQ, really only being used a lot of times as it is for low and high cut at 100 Hertz, high cut at 10 kilohertz. We have a little dynamic ambience reverb here with some of my favorite settings, 12 meter, pre-delay with 3 milliseconds, the shape control at late 50 and the mix at 40%. I also have my low and high shelf just doing very little this time, but it is adding just a little bit of polish to things here. Low frequency and high frequency both set to 650 Hertz. All the frequencies below 650 pulled back by 1 dB. All the frequencies above 650 boosted by 1 dB. So that's basically it for that. Now, coming to the really important parts here, we have the cab, the 212 Match G25 cab, as I had already mentioned, with an 84 ribbon, one of the newer additions as far as mics we have on some of the new cabs in the Helix. And it's a really nice mic. Position is at 2.6, distance is at 1 inch, and the angle is at 45 degrees. Coming over to our amp settings, what I have is drive at 3.7, bass at 6.9, cut at 0, treble at 6.9, presence at 0, channel volume at 8, master up at 10. I don't really believe I touched the deeper functions from their default settings. Sag at 5.5, hum at 0, ripple at 5, bias at 6.7, and bias X at 5. So what I have set up here are 2 snapshots. One that's called No Effects, and what that does is it leaves just the amp, the cab, and a little bit of reverb that's here. So you kind of hear what these settings sound like with the cab choice and with the settings I chose on the amp and the microphone and positioning sound like. That's a first step of getting a great tone, is getting those dialed in. And then you can hear what happens when I add these little sweeteners to it. So a little polish from the low and high shelf, a little bit of compression, and a little bit of low and high cut. So starting off on the no effects setting here, what we have is this. And that is on the bridge humbucker. Go to the neck humber. Now, if we go to a single coil split on the bridge, middle single coil, and neck single coil. So you see, we get a really great starting point with those decisions that I've already made with how I dialed the amp in and the mic choice and positioning that I decided on. But from there, I want to add in the effects one at a time, let you hear what happens here. So just a dab of compression at the end here. We'll go back to the bridge humbucker. Lift it off. You'll hear it just adds a little bit of squish to it, not very much, but very subtle, and I find very effective, and it helps it to kind of sit in that mix a little bit better. We'll put our low and high cuts in here. And we'll finally come over to our low and high shelf, very subtle use in here. neck pickup. Bridge single coil. Middle single coil. And then we can go on to the neck pickup single coil. Now what we'll do is we'll just shut those off again on this snapshot. We can hear these going back and forth now. Here's the no effect signal. So without any of those sweeteners, back on the bridge position humbucker. And then when I foot switch, watch up here to the first snapshot where it's going to bring all those sweeteners in. Back off. Now what you'll notice if I go, say, to the neck pickup with all of those sweeteners off, you can have some low end to this that may not work quite as nicely in a mix. If I switch over to with the sweeteners on, just polishes things up so things are going to maybe sit in a mix, not get in the way of the bass guitar and the kick drum and whatnot. And we just have a nice polished mix ready tone. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the music on the way out. The links are below to any of the presets you heard in this video, both the free preset that is going to be available at the link below at my website and also the Line 6 Marketplace preset. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please like the video and share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content. I'll be back really soon with some more, and enjoy the music on the way out.